Well, to that end, I was also kind of wondering as a, how the brass music fits into your compositional voice overall, and particularly, what has propelled you in the different directions you've taken, not just brass music, but you've taken a number of different directions as a composer, and yeah, we just wonder if that's based on your personal interest, on your commissions, on collaborations with different people. What sort of brings you from one project to the next?
I would say all of the above. So commissions have largely sort of channeled me in one direction or another. I've gotten a number of commissions to write string orchestra music because that's right in my wheelhouse. I not only do I play the violin, but I can, maybe I shouldn't admit to that, I can play cello just a little bit because my son took cello lessons, and as he was learning, I was trying to figure out the pieces, so I know some cello fingerings, and of course it's closely related to violin. And I did teach violin for a number of years. I started as a grad student in college, and I love doing that. And I saw my students' progress, and pieces that they were excited about, they really practiced, and then pieces that were kind of a drag for them, they weren't so inspired to practice. And so that definitely has shaped my compositional output in the strings area. So I have written 30, maybe even 40 pieces, crazy number of pieces for string orchestra. I'm talking like absolute beginner, like your first week of owning a stringed instrument, up through high school level, couple, higher like college level pieces. And I have a bit of a reputation in that area. So I have a bunch of pieces in print. I don't know, like maybe 30 of them in print from major publishers. So my string orchestra music is definitely out there. It's a thing. And I'm happy that I was able to contribute that, because kids like fun stuff to play. And I want kids to be excited about music. And if you're, given something that's kind of boring to play, you're going to think, oh, classical music is okay, but I don't really like music so much, or it can go the other way. If there's a piece that you really love, then the kid thinks, oh, I love classical music, I want to be doing this. So and I have had many opportunities to get feedback from kids, because sometimes I get hired to come and conduct various orchestras, like all state or regional orchestras, and working with the kids. And sometimes, like once, a bass player came up to me and he said, I want to thank you for this awesome string part that you wrote for me to play. I have to say this again, so take that up. Once a bass player came up to me and he said, I want to thank you for this awesome bass part to play. It's really fun. And the piece was wired, and it's kind of like energetic. It sounds a little bit like rock music, like the kind of pop music that these kids are listening to. It's in their sort of everyday sound world. And so that's one of the wired is one of the pieces that a lot of kids seem to like. And just like with tuba, the bass doesn't always have the best music written for it. In fact, much the opposite. So I'm thinking about these things. I know what it's like to have a boring part to play. So I'm thinking of every player when I'm writing whatever piece it is, because I think everyone should, have something cool to play. Maybe not every second of the piece, but, a couple at least really good, juicy parts that you can really enjoy playing.